Okay, so what can you do to prevent hemolysis? So hemolysis, as you can see, this sample is hemolyzed. So that means that you can see serum is really supposed to be a nice clear color. This is kind of has a pinkish tinge to it, and the reason is because some of the red blood cells have actually burst and been damaged. And because of that, it's actually leaked into our serum here. So this is actually not an ideal sample. It's okay for the sake of the video for learning purposes, but ideally hemolysis is kind of frowned upon. It's not ideal. It can skew chemistry results. And the way it can skew chemistry results is, one of the ways is actually when the red blood cells burst and they open, they can release some of the things that are inside of them and can change chemistry results, such as can cause an increase in potassium. So would be preferable not to have this hemolysis here, but kind of is what it is for now. What we can do to avoid this, hemolysis basically can come from damage to the red blood cells. So, you know, if you were too vigorous with shaking or rocking your sample, if you just kind of, you know, were careless with it, you might have used too small of a needle. That can also cause it. You always want to use at least a 22 gauge needle. You wouldn't want to use something like a 25 gauge needle. It's just a little too small. The other way it can happen is you're never supposed to press down on your plunger for your syringe. That can also cause hemolysis. You're supposed to, that's why these are vacuum pressured tubes, is because you don't have to actually do that. So those are just a couple ways it can turn out. So also, with that being said, I don't have a lipemic sample available, but I'll tell you about what it is. So a lipemic sample is when you spin down your serum and it turns into this milky white, it reminds me of like a sort of like strawberry milk or something. That's what it reminds me of. Strawberry flavored milkshake, something like that. So it turns into this milky white color usually. And that actually happens because of the amount of fat and triglycerides in the blood sample. And the biggest reason that occurs is because the animal was not fasted, or particularly if they had recent fatty food. Lipemic sample is not ideal either. This is one of the reasons that'll be turned away, especially with triglyceride sensitive tests. Like if you were actually sending out a triglycerides test, a lipemic sample would probably be turned away. It can elevate the glucose, especially if the animal just had a fatty meal. It can skew results such as that. So a lipemic sample can best be avoided by ensuring that the patient is 12-hour fasted. Certain kinds of diseases can cause lipemic samples, but ultimately make sure your patient is fasted. And I think that's about all I have. So, yeah.